Walking to the nearest 11 players on the circuit. It says we're still awaiting everyone. I think the stream is because of my internet, but maybe now because someone else is hosting, we won't have these stupid issues that we had in the game before. Everyone's going out straight away. It's unfortunate, and we've got down to short quali because it takes too much time to go for full qualifying again. Some people don't have enough time, which is fair enough. Just a reminder to everyone to start recording, just in case you've forgotten. Crooksy's out at the front again. No, he's not at the front. We've got cars out in front of him. Let's have a look. I think Kev Citroen's the first driver out. We've got Crooksy on the mediums, Nightwing on the mediums, Sean, Siege and Serious Mushroom all on the mediums. Obviously we did short qualifying in some of the practice races, so they know how it works obviously. And it's just the same again. I think it's if you get through to the top 10, you start on the tyres that you get there with. Makes it a little bit more interesting in a way, because some of the higher drivers, if they want to start on mediums, they're going to have to start lower down the grid. Whereas normally it doesn't matter, because as long as you get through to Q3, you then go for the softs in Q3 and start at the front again. Again, we apologise for all the issues, but there's not much you can do about it. I'm not sure if the stream's working properly or not, but I can only hope. Oh, he's on a little bit. Oh, he's invalidated his time. See, that's not fair, really. He's lost time there by going on the gravel, Kev Citroen. And just to rub salt in the wounds, it's invalidated his time. Nearly everyone's on a lap, just a few that aren't. So, of Nightwing, he's next on the lap. He is one of the drivers on the mediums. Goes through Ascari. Can he hold it together through here? Oh, no, he can't. He's lost it. He's lost it. He's lost his wheel. Nightwing's out. Nightwing is out of the session already. He's lost his wheel. Not got enough grip on those mediums for Ascari. He is out. Such a shame for Nightwing. On his first lap, we're going to keep up. Who's crossing the line first? We're going to have a look at, I think it's not Sean, it's the other Racing Point. It's Idenzo. He crosses the line, the softs, and he does a 1:19.4 again. I waited about 2 seconds before it actually brought up his time after he crossed through the line. Next across the line we have got Scorpa, I think. It's just not Scorpa, it's been Jay Bradfield just to start of that. We're going to go on board with Crooksy. Crooksy's just crossed the line, he's up to 4th. Jake the Slayer's 3rd. Newman Dino has been overtaken by Forza Ferrari. Fantastic lap from Forza. Big Arms beats them both for a 1:19.2. He crosses the line. Fantastic lap. Jockey Hockey up to 4th. Renault Swanshanks joins his team out in the 4th row so far. Not for long though, because Serious Mushroom also on the mediums is up into 7th. Big Arms will start on softs. Idenzo will start on softs, and probably the next few as well. So I doubt they'll improve on that time with the medium tyres. Good luck from Jake the Slayer there from the softs. So the championship driver is reserving, not reversing. Cowie's up to 4th. He's just crossed the line. Good luck from him. We're going to try and go on board the other McLaren. It's Ozan. He crosses the line. He goes up to 7th for 1:19.9. Lots of cars in the 1:19s. They are quicker times than yesterday's on average. Siege, he's going to go for the mediums. He is 7th. Whether he'll change his mind after that, but interesting that he's a bit further down on the mediums as you'd expect. That would make the race a lot very competitive. It really would. Nunda's up to 10th. Nunda joins his championship teammate Jake the Slayer. They both picked up podium yesterday in the championship. They're 9th and 10th in the Premier League. Very similar pace. Scorpa just goes ahead of them both after he crosses the line. Well, Cowie's up on his time. Cowie's about to go on Ascari. He's slightly up. Can he get through Ascari neatly? He can. It's quite neat through there. No sliding at all. So I think he might be able to improve on his time here. And don't want to jinx it, but we can actually still see a picture on the stream. Can Cowie go up here? He could potentially go up to second if the final sector is fantastic. Can he improve, Cowie? Crossing the line, he goes up by P1. Fantastic that from Cowie, 1:18.9. It was showing it was only 400ths up at the end of sector 2. He must have made a mistake in sector 3 on his first lap, because that's a fantastic improvement of 1:18.9 from Cowie. 3 tenths faster than Big Arns. Did not expect that at all. So then Kev Citroen's down 16th. He's coming to the pits. He's invalidated his time again, so he's not set a time. Jay Story's 17th. He's now coming back on the mediums. He's not set a time. Nightwing is 18th. And Jay Bradfield, obviously Nightwing is out. Jay Bradfield's yet to set a lap. He's been on those soft for 2 laps and he hasn't managed to get a lap time on the board because he's invalidated them both. So I think that's the first round of time set then. Williams going in together. I'm not sure. Jay Bradfield's run out of fuel here. It doesn't show it, but he's going incredibly slowly. They've got a couple of cars going back out already. Obviously short qualifying is going to be manic because we've got 19 drivers, only 18 minutes. And you could have 3 runs at it if you want to use as many tyres as you can. Linda has improved his time. He's gone up to 9th. Good lap from him. Right, so let's run through the order quickly. Cowie is in the lead. 3 tenths of the Big Arns. Ardenzo 3rd. Forza Ferrari 4th. Jockey Hockey 5th. Newman 6th. Siege 7th. Ozan 8th. Nunda 9th. Scorpa 10th, as we've got a few cars coming back out of the pits again. Jake the Slayer in 11th. Serious Mushroom 12th. Crooksy 13th. Sean is in 14th. Swanshanks 15th. Kev Citroen 16th. Jay Story 17th. 18th Nightwing and out. Jay Bradfield is at the back. Oh, Denzo's just started a lap. We'll go on board with Denzo for his whole lap. Let's have a look. Let's see what he can do. Takes a wide line going into turn 1. A little bit of a lock up there, but he comes in quite well. He gets a good exit as well. No spinning there. He gets his foot down. He's got his ERS set to stop. I don't know why Siri's talking to me. I'm not talking to you.
How you doing? You right?
Yeah, not bad. Apart from these internet issues, but
welcome to the new world of Codemaster 2020. Yeah?
Oh, it's same old rubbish, isn't it? Not sure what's going on, but hopefully.
Have we managed to get short qualifying underway now?
Yeah, we've got short qualifying. We've got 9 minutes left. We're watching Idenza. Oh, has he cut the corner through a scar? It looked like he went 4 wheels off there, but it's not invalidated his time.
We've got Cowie there in P1, I see. You need to send me an invite into this session because the one I have is obviously for the previous one. But I have got the stream running here. Oh,
that's fine, yeah. I'll just watch Idenza across the line. I'll send you an invite so we can watch the same thing. Can Idenza improve? He goes a 10th and a half quicker, but it's still 4 tenths off Cowie. And I'll send you an invite quickly.
Better than that, certainly.
Oh, Jay Bradford won't be happy with that. He's had 2 laps on those softs and he's invalidated both times.
It's one of them circuits where everybody thinks, you know, it's a very high-speed circuit, and it certainly is there, but it's got a couple of tricky sectors and corners. If you sort of mess up, you can either lose the rear of the car people, or you can get invalid lap, as Jake just said a second ago there. So
yeah, exactly.
Definitely an interesting track in itself, and quite technical, even though it doesn't look that technical.
Yeah, like you say, you think it'd be an easy track where it's mainly been straights, mainly about pace. Probably got the least amount of turns on the calendar, but those turns that it has got, like Ascari, are difficult. So you should be right on board with then. Big Arns, I think he's invalidated his time. Yeah, he has. Denzo's invalidated as well. Forza Ferrari's in the pits. The Serious Mushroom goes up to 6th. Better lap from him. Really close between him and Jockey Hocking. Siege goes on the softs, and he goes up to first.
118.
Big Arns, he went up to 2nd. Very close between the top 3. We've got 3 drivers in the 118s. Fantastic laps from them.
And just to go over the circuit, everybody, it's 11 turns. So as Jake said, one of the least amount of turns on the overall circuit calendar. But like he said, mentioning sort of turn 1 and 2, which is coming down the back straight, you've got quite a lot of speed that you carry into here. It's a DRS zone under the qualification standards, and of course if you are within 1 second of the car in front. And coming into that first corner, ladies and gentlemen, well, I can certainly tell you from my own experiences, you can shot the corner by braking a bit too late and then sort of miss the apex, get an invalid lap, or kind of run over the curb, and then it's completely game over. You'll find that you've lost about 400th of a second. So keep an eye on that as we ride on board with a couple of the drivers, and especially in the race, see how they get on, especially on the start coming down there. Hopefully we'll have it nice and clean. We won't have too many people sort of making collisions and too many safety cars. But at least we've got lovely 19 cars on the grid. We've lost one so far, it seems, in Nightwing MM.
Yeah, he lost it for Ascari, yeah. Unfortunate for him.
Unlucky.
He'd have wanted a top 5 start, definitely.
So, who you got your money on today then, sir?
Well, I'm not sure. Obviously, looking at those times, really close. We've said before, Siege has been winning most of the practice sessions we've done the last couple of weeks, but he's got a lot of competition. He's really close. Big Arms within a 10th. Cowie just behind. Those top 3 are the ones in the 118s, but there's competition elsewhere as well. As I'm going to quickly look into the comments. Zaki saying Justin completely blocked me on my quali lap. Is he in the session or is he in AI? Let me have a look. I think he's in the session, I'm quite sure. Yeah, he's there. Look, he's on low fuel, he's on the lap. Yeah, send the footage in then, Zaki, and obviously we can have a look at that. And anyone who is illegally blocking knows they get a penalty as it's said in the rules. Justin crosses the line.
But we are the commentators, people, so do not hold any of the rules and regulations to us. We are here just to simply say, these are the rules, these are regulations. We are only here to commentate on the racing, and obviously if you have an issue, post it, let the admins know, and they will will deal with it in their own way.
Me and Justin, we were up last night looking through, obviously, those interviews. Instance, taking 5-second time penalties away, so obviously if there is an instant, you're not happy with it, just send it in as you go along when you get a minute, or at the end of the race, and we will have a look at it. Let's get back to the action anyway. Crooksy, he's up into 6th. Not sure if he was there already. I think he originally went on the mediums, but he went on the softs again, so he's up to 6th. And Kev Citron's retired. Kev Citron, he's lost it somewhere. He's lost it at the end of turn 1.
And I'm just riding on board here with Ek Skorpa.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that has now cost him. He was on an outlap and about to do a time there, so that's now cost him that.
Sure,
so we'll have to keep an eye on how he gets on with that. But yeah,
interesting
Kev
thing
Citron
is
seems
here
to
with
be
Kev
out.
Citron, Jay Bradfield, Jay Story, or Swanshanks. One of them need to set a quicker time, and then Kev Citron will be out. Because as it stands, Kev Citron will go. Oh no, it's not. It's no Q2, is there? I'm still thinking. There's me still thinking it's full qualifying. Obviously it's not,
unfortunately, just out of interest, from the Q1 session that went corrupt due to the terribleness of the Codemaster servers, was any of the drivers that are now in the lower part, like 10th below, actually in the top part after Q1? Because I sometimes find that happens myself.
Swanshanks are actually out. I think they were going out. I think Nightwing was going out as well. I don't think he had a lap on the board when we all left. So I think we've seen...
I've had that where I've had like a brilliant Q1 and then something's gone wrong. We started the short qualifying and then all of a sudden, like, I can't seem to even get near the time again, do you know what I mean? For whatever ridiculous reason.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously, like I said, I'm at a different place tonight. Obviously, the internet's not as good, but now I've let Big Arns host a lobby that seems to have fixed the lobby, and it's taken the pressure off my internet as well because the stream seems to be going quite well. Still got a picture, whereas it was coming up with a warning sign before.
Yeah, it's pretty clear at the moment. It looks good. We welcome comments from all our viewers. Thank you those who have just joined us on air there. We're increasing the numbers, and we welcome comments, feedback from all ages and all people, so please feel free to share them with us. We can see a couple of drivers now actually coming back out on outlaps with 0 lap soft tyres. So if you just look at the top 3, 4, 5, 6, even actually the top 8 or 7, should I say. They're all coming back out now, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, what they're trying to do is try to see if they can beat that 1:18.876, which I may say so is a very, very, very impressive time.
It's going to be so hard.
Monza. So can anybody do it? We've got a bit of track evolution that's happening now. The drivers obviously see this as an ample opportunity to go and find a bit more traction, a bit more rubber, and a bit more grip. So here we go. This is the exciting bit, and then we'll get down to the actual race. And like I said earlier, hopefully we won't see too many collisions, and we'll actually have a quite clean, decent race. Which riding on board here now with the Red Bull.
Oh, Big Arns has given up. He was a 10th down going out of sector 1. So yeah, he's given up. He's going to save up his ERS, and he'll be able to go again.
One more time.
Cowie.
You see Cowie just going around the side of him on the outside there. Absolutely flying through there. I wonder if that's compromised his entry into that corner ever so slightly.
Cowie's 3 temps up. So he's 3 temps up here as he goes into Ascari. Can he keep it? So unlucky there. Siege is in the pits. No, he's now coming out on his outlap. So Big Arns and Cowie have both invalidated or made a mistake on their first lap, which is unfortunate for them.
This is something that's happening regularly. Oh, Big Arns is coming into the pits. I don't think there'll be enough time for him to go back out and make a lap, guys. So I think
we're not sure if he'll be able to come out because
1:18.9.
we have had issues with this the last couple of days as well. It's let drivers set laps even past the finish line when the checkered flags wave. So I'm not sure if it will. It's Serious Mushroom. He's on a good lap. He's about to cross it. Oh no, he's not. He started weaving at the end. I think he's made a mistake towards the end.
Oh.
Newman Dino up to 4th. Is he going again? I think he's going to run out of fuel, so I'm not sure he will. But Newman Dino is up to 4th. Good time for him. It's a 1:19.1. They have then got a bit of a gap back to Idenzo. Idenzo is warming up his soft tyres on outlap. We know he's capable of a quicker time than what he's got at the moment.
Do you not find, Jake, with all these various PSN names, that it's quite difficult sometimes to be a commentator and actually pronounce all these names correctly? Obviously, you don't want to offend the drivers, right?
I think I've got them all. I think,
guys, we're good, but we're not that good.
Hopefully.
You know? Look, when you think of Crofty and Co, they have it so easy. Hamilton, Bottas, you know.
I do, yeah. There's no. We have to read all underscores and things like that, numbers in your names. But I think we get there, all right. Jay Bradfield.
You guys can't see that, but. Obviously, the camera stream is now on Mr. Bradfield, so we'll see what lap he says. We expect big things from Mr. Bradfield.
He's retired it on the track. That's not good. We don't like to see that.
Never good. I'm riding on board with Idenzo.
It's going to be a penalty for Jay Bradfield. That'll be a grid penalty for the next race or a quali ban.
So you see everybody treated equally here, guys. No one's given the exception to the rules.
Not what we like to see, retiring the car on the track. It's clearly stated in the rules, you do that, you get a penalty.
We're just riding on board with Idenzo now. You know, he's not up on his time coming into sector 2. He's 100th out, so see if he actually gets to that finish line and actually manages to get outside of he's 6th at the moment. We'll see if he manages to make up any time here. I don't think he will, ladies and gentlemen.
Sean's 7th. Forza Ferrari's retired in 8th. Jockey Hockey's up to 7th. Sean starting down in 8th on the soft tyre as well. Newman Dino in 5th. Siege is up on his time.
And Idenzo goes up to 4th.
Idenzo 4th.
Idenzo goes up to 4th, ladies and gentlemen. He does set the better time.
Faster than Crooksy.
He literally managed to do that in sector 3 because coming in sector 2 he is 100th of a second slower than his previous lap.
Siege improves. He goes nearly a 10th faster. Can Big Arns? Big Arns now starting up. It's going to let him do the lap as well. Cowie's 3 temps up. He's going through Parabolica. Can he improve? Can he get pole from Siege? Cowie crosses the line. No, he can't. He's less than. He's so half a tenth off Siege. Unlucky from Cowie. So fantastic time. What can Big Arns do?
And we see the top 3 are going to give us some excitement in this race, ladies and gentlemen, because if you look at how close they are to each other, there's nothing in between them, really.
Big Arns is slightly down. He's just about half a tenth down his own time. He's quite neat through there, though. Through that little couple of chicanes.
Sector 3 can make up a lot of time, so let's see how he goes over here. Coming into the right-hander here, flat out when you come out of here. Oh, he runs out a little bit wide. You see a little bit of tail stick there. Yep. Got on the power a little bit too early and ran a bit wide. Let's see how he goes through here. The final few sectors of this track. And the negotiating part comes up here now. Nice entry into there. Lovely on the power. He's holding the revs.
Oh, he's invalidated.
Oh, he gets invalidated. I think that was a bit harsh, but this is how this game is right now, ladies and gentlemen. The new strict rule means strict. Stricter than any Formula 1 driver has to do in real life. So Codemasters have really planted this rule. It is so strict.
So let's go
And
for
that's
the order.
the end of that.
Nightwing's going to be starting last on the he'll get free choice if he's not in the top 10. Jay Story 18th, Swanshank 17th, Jay Bradfield 16th, Kev Citron 15th, Jake the Slayer in 14th, Scorper 13th, Serious Mushroom 12th, Nunda 11th, one of the reserve drivers. Ozan is 10th, his teammate in the McLaren Forza Ferrari in 9th, Sean is 8th, Jockey Hockey 7th, Newman Dino 6th, Crooksy 5th, Idenzo in 4th, and the 3 drivers into the 118th, Big Arms 3rd, Cowie 2nd, and Siege takes pole position by just half a tenth. This is going to be a fascinating
Go on the
race.
Siege, go on the Siege, boom, 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 well done, buddy. Come on, we expect big things from you in the race now. And, you know, thank you also to the admin, thank you, Jake, for taking the time to do this. As you were saying earlier about how, you know, he takes time out in the evenings to look at these incidents that take place, but also, you know, the quality of the drivers to make sure they're in the right leagues and that people are competitive with one another. You don't want one driver super fast and another driver super slow, because that makes it not fun to watch. So congratulations to all the guys, and we look forward to the race coming up shortly, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know, grab your popcorn, grab your drink, grab your whatever you like, and let's get going. And it's lovely view there of the #1 driver at the moment. And if only Gunther Steiner really had drivers that could produce this sort of magic on the track, I'm sure he'd be over the moon.
I was saying that yesterday because we had a Ferrari double podium. Nunda and Jake the Slayer, they both got podiums for Ferrari yesterday, and we were saying if only they could do that at the moment in real F1. Jake the Slayer starting 14th. He's reserving for Bazman today. Nunda in 11th. He is reserving for Afonso. And Swanshanks is the other reserve. He's reserving for Bazabor in the Renault. I did mention the previous stream, but I'll say it again. These reserve drivers will score points for the team if they get into the top 10, but they won't obviously be added to the Premier League standings themselves. As we go and advance into the race.
And we'll let the cars go through their formation lap and actually get themselves nicely warmed up. And what the drivers are trying to do here is just think about, as much as they've qualified, now they're just trying to think a little bit more about those corners, where to hit the apex. Obviously, they're going to have a lot of traffic around them on the opening few laps, so they want to make sure they get a nice, clean getaway. And just a bit of time for them to have a little think, a little calm session before the actual race. And it gives myself and Jake some time just to have a little think about, you know, how things have prevailed so far and how we want to now carry this forward into the next part of the session. So sit back, chill, and ride on board with us.
If we look into the comments, Nunda said he's given it everything. He's faster than he was yesterday. Well, that's the point of it, mate. Obviously, if you practice, the more you practice, the theory is you get faster. As it says,
Nunda's actually listening to us while he's racing, which I find personally attracting. So we salute you for that ability to have dual concentration. They say men can't do 2 things at once, and presuming you're a man, congratulations, you've proven
Nunda,
that theory
big improvements for him on this game, Nunda. He's been racing in other leagues as well. He's seen big improvements, and he's deserved his chance to reserve in the Premier League today. And talking to Nunda, I think we're just waiting for him. That's the problem with Nunda. He does have internet problems, and I think he might...
Nunda, don't tell us you've got an internet issue now, my friend. This will be awful.
Obviously, he can't score points for himself anyway, but it is just showing that we're waiting for Nunda. So he might have to leave the session for everyone.
Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen that are watching right now. Unfortunately, we do not control how the game is running right now.
Here we go. He's ready. He says everyone else isn't ready. There we go. I think we're away.
Is this formation lap, is it?
Formation lap, yeah. Why is it? It's not letting me spectate for some reason. It's not letting me in my spectator menu. We're just following around with Siege.
Yeah, I've got the same issue at the moment. Just
there we go. There we go. This is ridiculous. These servers
Why was someone disqualified? Oh, they must have bumped someone. Okay. Well, we see a couple of drivers that say disqualified, but it looks like Nanja TMG has actually made his way back into the into the game, as it were. So happy days for that. And if you just look at track conditions at the moment, it looks pretty dry and clear. There's quite a lot of wind coming in Sector 3. There you see all the wind blowing all the leaves and stuff around. So there's a little bit of dirty track that we see there. Nice view of that over there. And yeah, we look forward to it. Let's get going. Let's get going.
So as you can see there, they're predicted pit stop strategy. Most of them are on the softs, apart from Serious Mushroom, Jay's Story. So if they're starting on the softs, bearing in mind it's not a safety car, although there probably will be, they'll be going for the mediums if they can manage their tyres really well. Siege, we know he can manage his tyres fantastically, so he might be able to go for a longer run with the mediums on. If they heat up those softs too quickly though, they might be able to just have to stick on the hards to the end. Some might go for a two-stopper, but that's unlikely unless there is a safety car, obviously. Nunda says he couldn't move. Yeah, it's just saying that you
had to leave to come back because you had an issue or something, but as long as you're back in now, Nunda, anyway. Confirm you're in, and happy days.
So then as the cars take their places on the grid, so Sean's been disqualified and Forza Ferrari obviously hit each other. Not sure why, but this is going to be a fantastic
So we'll see
race.
how good Siege's starts are. We know he's quick. We know he set a blistering 1:18 in the qualifying session. The final few minutes of that qualifying session, he put that time in. So let's see how we go. Got a nice aerial view here of all the cars. Nice and wide. You can have a really good look at that Haas there and the side pods, the rear wing of it, and the front spoiler, followed by that red lovely car on the left hand side of that camera.
Right. Have we got lights? I can't see anything. Not giving me the right camera view, is it?
You normally get the lights, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a little bit of an issue here.
Here we go. And lights out and the cars are going. Here we go. Oh, there's been a collision already. What's happened at the back of the grid? I think Nunda's car's just stood still. But Siege is in the lead. Cowie. Big Arns goes around the outside of Cowie. Cowie keeps the position. Big Arns keeps third. Crooksy's fighting for him. Newman Dino goes up and Kev Citroen's out of the session. And Nunda's car is just sat in the middle of the grid, and that's caused Kev Citroen to spin. I'm not sure what's happened there, but his car wouldn't move, and that's what he was saying in the comments as well. And then Crooksy's fighting with Big Arns. Big Arns defensive there. And the Cowie's gone. Cowie's lost it into the gravel. And he's lost a position there to Big Arns. Can he hold on to fourth? And Sean goes up to fifth, taking Crooksy's place. Sean is fighting with Crooksy. And the Racing Point gets the position. The other Racing Point's behind.
Nunda Cowie's still there in P3.
Nunda, you is an AI. You can send him an invite for us. You send Nunda an invite.
Yes, I will do so.
As we watch the stream. Siege has already pulled out an advantage of 1.3 seconds. Exact same gap as back to Cowie in third, who's being caught by Newman Dino and the rest of the pack. And Siege says he's down into second. Not sure what's happened here, but it says Big Arns is in the lead. And now Nightwing's up into second. Oh, this is ridiculous. This is an absolute shambles. We're going to keep going though. Nightwing is an AI. He's a ghost. I think Nightwing's a ghost. Siege is back in.
It looks like the race is a little bit compromised for a few of the drivers due to internet connection. Hopefully that's all.
We just got to ignore that Nightwing. We've got to ignore Nightwing. He's not in the race for some reason. We just ignore that. Here we go. Let everyone's flicked back up. This is an absolute joke. We've got to fix these servers. Everyone spends so much money on the game. People are with leagues on it and they can't even get to race properly. Newman Dino's closing up to Cowie. He wants the second Red Bull on that podium. Is he going to go for a move in it? No, he isn't. He's going to follow him in Ascari. Coming out. He goes a little bit wide there, but he keeps it together. And Sean is under pressure from Crooksy here. Crooksy's going to move to the outside. Going to Parabolica side by side. Crooksy's got his nose ahead. Sean doesn't give way. They're going side by side. Fantastic racing. Sean gets the position back. Fantastic racing from these two here. All the while Siege, the Big Arns are pulling away from the rest of the pack. Side by side again. Crooksy's got the pace advantage here. He's got his ERS on overtake. He's going to go down the outside. Is Sean going to be late on the brake? No, he's tucked back in. And Crooksy gets the position. Fantastic racing from these two. As
we see that Newman is now making a good gain on Cowie in P3. If we just move the camera over there for a second, Jason, a bit of action taking place over here.
Newman's there, so he's catching Cowie, like you said.
Yeah. And he's just negotiating this final few sectors before we get into that big back straight.
A little bit wide there. He might have dipped his tyre into that gravel again. He's already lost the position after doing that before. And Numandino is catching the while, so DRS will be activated down the back of this straight, as you can see. He's going over DRS and overtake. I think he might be a little bit too far back. He got slightly.
Oh, he's gaining. Let's see if we can get him before the Safari's gains. Come on. No, it's not enough, but he's going to get him definitely into the next few corners if he keeps this nice and neat. Lovely through there. Don't trip it over here. Lovely. Runs wide perfectly over the green curve there. And let's go now. Let's see what he can do coming into this final sector of Sector 3.
Again, we can't see the gaps because they've taken them away from me for some reason, but Numandino, as you can see, is catching Cowie. He's staying behind him in his slipstream, going through Parabolica. And now onto the straight. He's going to have his ERS on overtake.
So Newman is now 2.4, 2.3, 1.8, 1.3. So now he's about to go. He makes the move down the inside. Let's see if he gets turn 1 and 2. Well done. Turn 2. Absolutely fantastic driving there. Nice and clean.
Here, as we communicate along the surfaces. Cowie's going to stay in the slipstream. This is going to fight position back. Not been a great start for Cowie. Big Arms.
Let me see, Cowie's still got about 60% ERS.
He goes down the inside.
Dives him down the inside. He thinks about it, but he backs out. Ooh, it's exciting this part. Let's, while Jake's riding on board with these guys, I'll just go have a look at the rest of the grid and see how they're getting on and see if there's any other action that we should be keeping an eye on. There's a couple of events taking place between 7th and 8th at the moment. These guys are teammates, so I'd imagine that they're not going to wipe each other out. The famous Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris.
Just to mention quickly, Cowie just picked up a 3-second time penalty as well to add to his misery so far. Not been a great start. He's losing time as well. He's been held up by Numandino. He's just got past
Oh, he almost loses it there. The rear almost stepped out there, but he manages to gain control. And now he's got to waste some of this overtake. Yeah, Crooksy's also, he's slowly making his move on the pack here. Obviously, he's got very low ERS, having burnt it down the back straight there to try actually gain these positions up. But
Big Arms has had his fuel on rich to keep up with Siege the whole time. As you can see, his fuel gauge is on yellow, which means he's on target to run out of fuel before the end of the race. He's low on ERS and he's low on fuel, so he's going to have to go on lean for a couple of laps. That's why he's lost about a second. As Forza Ferrari gets past Sean, he goes down the outside to turn one. Fantastic move from Forza Ferrari.
Oh, what a great move! And TCG Sean's still back there, but no, Forza's got a much better exit than him, and that's actually meant that he's now well gone. I mean, well, we actually see now that the
other McLaren of Ozan is catching up to Sean as well. He's in the slipstream. He won't get moved on here. He's too far back.
But now keep an eye on the 6th, 7th and 8th position, ladies and gentlemen, because we can actually see that TG Sean is actually still feeling like he can get this back done again with Forza Ferrari, and Forza Ferrari's looking a little bit nervous there. Oh, this is going to be fun. Look, there's a car coming up behind him now for 8, 9 and 10, but there's a lot of positions here to be fighting for 7, 8, 9 and 10. Keep an eye on these drivers. I'm just going to move in front to the interval here at Sean. Siege, should I say, apologies, and he is actually leading the race so far by 2.2 seconds. So again, fantastic qualifying and just maintaining that race pace, saving those tyres, saving that ERS, and really being strategic about his race here. Followed by Big Ans, and then Newman, who's made up 3 positions so far in this race, from 6th to 3rd in 6 laps. So congratulations to him so far. Cowie's lost 2.
Cowie is catching Newman again. It looks like he's going to get the move done. He goes down the inside. He's got his DRS open.
And they're going to ride side by side here, wheel to wheel. Ooh, that's a lovely move. Fantastic driving, clean by both the drivers. And that's why this is the Premier League of driving, ladies and gentlemen. To get in this league, you have to be skillful.
Gave him enough room. Tough racing, but he did really well there. A serious mushrooms, really catching up to Ozan as well.
And I'm just going to have a look at Nundi, who's obviously had loads of internet connections, and I see he's running on the soft now. He's 29 seconds out from the car in front, so about a whole pit stop and a quarter of the track. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like he's going to have any luck. Maybe he'll pit for the hard earlier and go on a longer stint, but don't write him off just yet.
Sector 2. Yellow flag in Sector 2, not sure what for. It shows here that serious mushrooms been on the mediums for 0 laps. It's obviously not true, so he's not pitted. He's doing really well.
Oh, okay, really so Jay Story unfortunately seems to have had some sort of issue there, as Jake mentioned, in Sector 3, and it looks like he went wide just coming into the final sector final corner of Sector 2, should I say. So yeah, that's obviously what's brought out that flag. Luckily, he's still got all the car intact, it would appear, and he's back on the track.
Big Arms pits. It was He went to about 3 seconds behind Siege, and he is in the pits early. Will he go on to the hards to the end? I think he will. He is going to put those hards on as well. As Crooksy and Newman Dino are fighting going into turn 1. Newman Dino, he's cut in a little bit there, but I think we've got through this just about safely. We get a great camera view there. Newman Dino keeps the place on Crooksy, and Cowie is now chasing after Siege after that poor start. He seemed to regroup a little bit. He's setting faster lap times. As Crooksy goes behind Newman Dino, he backs off slightly going in to turn 3. Sean on Forza Ferrari, he's managed to stay with him after getting past him. A Serious Mushroom keeping up with Ozan, Jockey Hockey closely behind. Jake the Slayer, the championship driver, doing fantastic as well to stay in that top 10.
And if we just ride on board here with Crooksy in a minute when we get a chance, we can actually see that he's about to make a move on Newman.
Oh, it's
but he backs off, he backs off, and he decides, no, I'm not going to make that move.
Cleanly, yeah, he's got past Ozan cleanly there before going into Ascari. Serious Mushroom doing fantastic on those mediums so far. Well done to him. Oh, did Ozan go wide? I think he went wide there, clipped into the gravel. Held it together though. Crooksy, 2.5, 3 attempts going into the Parabolica.
And all these drivers are very close together, everybody, and this is going to be quite exciting.
They're both pitting. Can Crooksy get the undercut here? Can his pit crew be quicker than the Red Bull? Can he get an undercut done? Puts Forza Ferrari up into 3rd.
I'll keep an eye on this pit stop, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see what happens.
And the McLaren's pitting in behind. It might hold up the Red Bull. Can the
Red Bull's come out quicker than the Red Bull's gone, and that's actually slowed down the Renault even more because the car was coming in, so it delayed him even more. But he seems to have come out now cleanly
just
behind.
As they went in, the Red Bull's just in front of the Renault.
And here comes the pink racing point of Idenzo. Let's see if Idenzo's going to compromise these guys. Oh, big lock up from Newman. There. He's now actually got the slipstream. And he's actually passing him now. Oh, Idenzo's gone. No, Idenzo's held the inside line there. Well done, Idenzo. He runs a little bit wide there, and that's actually given a little bit more confidence to Newman, who believes he can probably get this move done, but he does not want to overrun these tyres or burn them out too quickly. He's going for a long stint here on the hard, so let's keep an eye on that in a bit, but we'll ride back on board with Jake now.
This is going to help Big Arns, because Idenzo's going to be holding up Newman Dino here. Oh, is Newman Dino going to get past him?
Newman's done it, he's done it, well done, and now that's going to hold up Crooksy. And that's actually very strategic by Newman there, who's now has left the Renault for dust pretty much, because the Renault's now...
He has gained time, isn't he? He's gained a lot of time.
About 1.1 seconds away. 1.6 seconds to be precise, ladies and gentlemen.
Swanshanks is still going on those softs, and he's catching up to Jay
Idenzo will have the DRS here from Newman, and he's obviously using up all of the rest of his 14% of ERS for the overtake here, so we'll see what happens.
Swanshanks, here he goes. He's got past Jay Story. Great move from Swanshanks. He's on those 8 lap old soft, always gone wide going to turn 1, but he's still got to move. He gets a 3-second penalty though. Great racing from the championship driver Swanshanks to be up in the top 10. Siege has got a 4.5 second lead. Forza Ferrari 7 seconds behind Cowie. Sean just behind Forza Ferrari. Forza Ferrari's pulled away out of DRS zone, but Serious Mushrooms catching seriously behind Sean. And Idenzo and Newman fighting. Idenzo's going to get back past Newman, but Newman's going to
here comes Serious Mushroom. He's just passed Sean, and he's making his way up for the Ferrari. And bear in mind, he has actually, as far as I know, has he pitted or has he not pitted? Let's just have a look.
He hasn't pitted. He's not pitted. And there we go. Serious Mushroom, fantastic on those medium tyres. Jay Bradford.
It says that Serious Mushroom's pitted 0 laps before the Ferrari hasn't, and neither has Cowie or Siege, I believe. So, is this an opportunity for Serious Mushroom to potentially find himself on a podium?
He still needs to pit, but he's going well. He's going well. On those medium tyres he's been on since the beginning. It's obviously a glitch saying he's been on it for 0 laps.
Yeah, apologies, that must be a glitch, that's why I presumed. But as Jake said, he hasn't pitted yet, so ignore my comment there about potentially being on the podium, ladies and gentlemen.
Jockey Hockey in 5th then. Good start from him, he's picked up places. As we see Jay Story, Swanshanks and Big Arns got past Scorpion and Sean, who are both into the pits. They're both racing points further down the order, but they have already pitted. Takes a good effort to go 9 laps on these softs, but obviously tyre wear isn't so bad here in Italy because there aren't so many corners. So you can go slightly longer and extend and then go to soft medium quite easily here. Well, not easily, but if you're good at tyre wear, you can do it.
Serious Mushroom is now making major gains on Forza Ferrari here.
Idenzo is
major gains.
He's gone a bit wide. He's gone wide here. Idenzo is quite with Newman. He's lost a place to Crooksy as well. Not a great race for Idenzo so far. He's down in 13th. His teammate down in 14th as well.
And Newman, Big Arn, who went onto the hard.
And Serious Mushroom goes to the outside. Forza Ferrari lost a bit kind of the sky. And Serious Mushroom's up in the third on those mediums. Fantastic from him, because he can go long and then pit at the end for softs. And he's definitely in for a chance for a podium, Serious Mushroom today. Fantastic racing from him.
You'll just see as he came out Parabolica, he got a much better exit there.
Siege's in the pits. Cowie's in the pits.
Serious Mushroom's P1 now. The Forza Ferrari's going for the inside line here. No, he's not going to make the move, but that was very, very close to the McLaren driver there.
Newman Dino picks up a 3-second time penalty. It's a Siege and Cowie pit for mediums. It promotes Big Arns. Where is Big Arns going to come in relation to Siege? Oh, he's behind his teammate Jay Story. Oh, he's gone wide.
And Jay Story, we see he's just gone wide, and he's had to actually completely miss the apex of turn 1 and 2. And I think, what's he doing now? This makes me nervous.
Jay Story.
Is he rejoining the track in a safe way? Is that what he's doing?
Well done to Jay Story. He's definitely following the rules. Happy with that. Serious Mushroom takes the lead. He's going to stay on those mediums as long as he can and then box for softs. But then Siege. Big Arns is going. He's 3.6 behind Siege on those hards. But Siege, it looks like he's going to have to lose time somewhere for Big Arns to catch him. As Cowie gets a 3-second penalty, which could be important in the race towards the end. And Crooksy gets past his teammate Swanshanks. Swanshanks move that away very sportingly, but he's under pressure from Idenzo now, and Idenzo gets past him easily as well. Also, the reserve drivers don't want to get involved too much because they don't want to cause an accident. They want to show that they're worthy of their places here, and which they are proving to be so
Serious Mushroom is currently in P1 on the medium, still due to pit. He's got a mixture of yellows. Yeah, are they pitting now? Serious Mushroom stayed out.
Ferrari pit come out on the pits. I reckon he'll come out about possibly 9th or 10th. He was battling.
The information that we're getting now is not up to date, unfortunately.
Unless someone else is